Yeah, Dylan, thanks for getting on the call with us today. We, recently closed on the sale of your business, and I just wanted to circle up with you and kind of go through a couple of thoughts and some feedback with you. Um, do you mind just kind of just sharing a little bit about your business and the business that you sold, what type of business and industry and things like that?
Okay. Yeah. So in 2020, with the whole chaotic stuff of COVID, right, I started looking into dietary supplements, found a really nice niche market in there. Kind of took that data from like Helium 10, Jungle Scout, looking at trends with Keepa and all the other Amazon tools that are available, and just started doing a deep dive in data analysis. Found that little market, and then started sourcing for a supplier. Kind of went that route. Um, Found a supplier here in the United States that could formulate based on what my criteria was, right, with ingredients that I wanted. And then over time, we kept adding more and more SKUs. That was in 2020. 2021 kind of took off with everything else going crazy in the world. Uh, we were at 3 SKUs or 4 SKUs at the time. And then we got into 2022. Towards the end, I added 2 more, and then thought it was time for me to just kind of exit because I built it as far as I thought I would be able to take it and go. Um, Sold that, and was acquired by our buyer.
Nice. How did you get introduced to website closers?
So I had previously had a friend that Isaac you had dealt with.
How did it
Yeah,
feel, Dylan, to sell your business and close? Like after the dust settled, how did you feel about it?
yeah. So the whole closing process was, to my surprise, pretty easy. It's almost easier than buying a home, really. At least I thought it was, right? Like,
Nice.
process was pretty straightforward with you guys. Between the escrow and the attorney, and all the recommendations that your team had to put out with us, or with me, was good. So transitioning through that, it wasn't too bad. I think we did a 30-day close, and then I was on for 45 days with the buyer to just kind of help transition in. And overall, honestly, it was a pretty smooth and easy process.
Cool. Very good. Um, what do you think, what do you think was the most helpful part of, web using website closers and working with RJ and I through the process for you?
Yeah, so you're local to me here in the Charlotte area, right? So that was kind of a benefit. But even without that, just doing the Zoom calls and everything was super helpful. But I was able to tell you, hey, these are my kind of numbers. These are the markets that I'm in. This is the trends that I'm seeing. And I think you took some of that data and went to your team and wrote up like an analysis and a description, everything about the business of information I provided you, and just put it all together in a nice format for someone that wanted to purchase a business, could get it in a nice readable format with either charts or descriptions and paragraphs that just kind of laid everything out on the table, to make the business that I was looking to sell obtainable, kind of like just vibrant and out there, like this is a good business to get into for someone to acquire, because there is room for this to grow, right? And I think in our description we showed, the dietary supplement is a X amount of dollar industry, right? And with continued growth onto this path.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. One of our goals is to, when we market the company, is to, really highlight all the strengths, all the key financial performance indicators and the growth opportunities. So it was really helpful. Your kind of feedback on helping us get the right information, I think made that offering memorandum really good. Um,
Yeah, for sure. And it came out pretty clean. It was pretty simple to do.
yeah. Were there any surprises in the process for you? Anything that you didn't expect? Any learning experiences kind of that might be helpful for other people kind of going through this process?
Yeah, I mean, there's only one thing that really stuck out to me. And I guess maybe, and I just don't know that I was made aware of it, or I wasn't aware of it to begin with. But there is inventory. Like, you have to have an inventory. What is it? What's it, like, normal working capital, right?
Yeah.
Inside of that. And so I wasn't aware of that. So while we listed at the price we listed at and we sold, I assumed, and maybe that's an issue on me from assuming, right? But I thought that the inventory would be calculated as an additional cost, but it was included within the purchase price. Other than that, no. I mean, everything was pretty straightforward. The attorney that we was recommended and I worked with, super delightful. I mean, she was awesome.
Great.
You guys were awesome with the transitions, all the meetings that we needed to do to get the buyer on calls and schedule and everything else. And part of this too is like during the first week of this that we like found the buyers ready to go into like the whole period, right? The first 30 days period. Like I was in Mexico. So like I wasn't even here in the States trying to be able to respond. So a lot of everything I was doing was pretty much being done from my phone in another country.
Nice. Nice. Yeah, that was good that you were able to travel and kind of get the process going. Do you remember how many buyers we talked to throughout the process?
Yeah, I think we had a total. I think I did 4 calls before we got to the final buyer, right? And a couple of them were like, "Oh, can we do seller financing? Oh, can we do this? Oh, I think you're valued at this." And then we found one that just fortunately worked out the way it needed to work out based off of all the account details and everything we had surrounding it.
Yeah.
So that was really nice.
Yeah. Good. What's next for you, and what are you excited about as you're thinking about your career going forward?
Yeah, so right now, still kind of just doing arbitrage and wholesale on Amazon, but I'm really trying to transition back into a private label because I see the industry of Amazon transitioning a lot, to where more brands are coming on themselves and disallowing resellers or other authorized sellers to sell their products, right? So by doing your own private label thing and having your own brand, you're definitely able to control a lot more. As long as you're within the terms of service and guidelines set by Amazon, you shouldn't have any issues. It's when you start getting into black hat stuff and outside of the terms of service is where it becomes more problematic, right? But ultimately, going forward, I think I just want to transition 100% back over to private label. And it puts me in at least 95% in control of everything that I'm doing on the platform.
For sure. Yeah. Well, you're a great operator and you've had success building up a business. I'm sure you're going to continue to be successful, and we'd love to work with you again on your next company when you're ready to sell that, or if you're interested in buying one and growing that, we can help you with that too. Well, Dylan, best of luck, and really, thank you for the opportunity to work with you and your brand, and thanks for being on the call with us today.
Of course, yeah. Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
All right.
All right. Thanks, Dylan.
All right, RJ. I'll see you later.
Okay. See you, man. Thanks a lot.